Hello N7. Today we're going to try to make stamps in a couple different ways. I have a lot of different materials and we're going to try different materials to see which ones make the best stamps. Let's see what I have. Okay, so to make my stamps, I have a couple different types of materials. I have some foam, some craft foam, some cardboard. I have a whole bunch of corks, which are going to come in handy. I have tacky glue. You could probably use regular wet glue or hot glue would work really well. I have a marker. I have some recyclables, some Q-tips, pennies. I have some paper clips and some straws. You can use whatever recyclables you want to use for your stamps. So the first kind of stamps I'm going to make are cork stamps. Now to make these, you need to take your cork and take a marker. And you're going to trace an outline of your cork on here. So I draw the circle around the outside. Whoops. So you want it to fit on your cork. And then you draw a shape inside the circle. So let's say I want to do a heart. Now I take my scissors and I cut out my shape. So you see, I did a heart inside the circle. So now I'm going to cut out that heart very carefully. So now I have this little heart shape in craft foam. I'm going to put this on the bottom of my cork. So I need my glue. I'm going to make a better heart. There we go. Now I take my glue and I put some glue on the butt base here. I think I need to cut the tip of this. Some glue on my cork and stick on my foam. And that's one stamp, just like that. And then when it dries, I can use it as a stamp. So I'm gonna make a couple of stamps like that, and then we're gonna do a different way of making stamps. So this is my heart stamp. I'm gonna make a couple other shapes. Okay, so now I have a couple different kinds of stamps. I have a star, I have a heart, I have a triangle, I have a circle, and I have a square. Now while these stamps dry, I'm gonna get to work on my other kind of stamps, but first I'm gonna clean up some of my mess. So I'll be right back after my mess is cleaned up and we'll get on to the next type of stamp, okay? So for my next type of stamp, I'm gonna start by cutting out some squares of cardboard. So let's get going. I'm gonna speed this up a bit so you can see how I cut out all the different types of cardboard. I cut it all out, I do one strip. See, there's my one strip, then I cut out each little square. Look how fast I'm cutting. That's just a video. Don't actually cut out that fast. And I cut out each square. And then I have them all ready. Now I have a couple different squares of cardboard for my stamps. And I can get started. I'm going to use my recyclables for these. So I'm going to start with the Q-tips. I'm going to take a square of cardboard and I'm going to layer the Q-tips on it like this. Let's see, how many should I put? I have 4. So I'll put 4. And I'm gonna layer them like that using the glue. I'm speeding it up again so that you can see how I put the glue down in different rows. And then I'm gonna put the Q-tips on. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna give this a few minutes to dry and I'm gonna move on to the next one. Paper clips. All right, ready? I'm gonna speed it up again. First, I'm doing the paper clips. I put the glue down. 1, 2, 3. And put the paper clips on top. 1, 2, 3. What should I do next? Let's see. Moving on to the pennies. I'm going to put the pennies down. I'm flipping them because I want to put the heads up on one and put the tails down. I don't know if that's going to show when I do the stamps, but I think that could look pretty neat. So I'm putting the pennies on. Make sure you ask your mom and dad before you use pennies. They might not want you to waste them. Well, I put the pennies on, and then I'm done with that one, and I let it dry. Move on to the next. How should I use the straws? I'm going to cut them. Whoops, they went flying. Cut them in pieces. Oh, there goes another one. Okay, now I glue down the straws. So these stamps look different depending on how you put them. You can put them in a different pattern. You can put different things down on each. You can use sponges. These stamps are all about being creative and coming up with your own ideas. So now I have 4 recyclable stamps here. I have pennies, I have straws, I have paper clips, and I have Q-tips. You can also make a pretty cool stamp with cardboard if you peel off one part of the cardboard, like that. Check that out. That's a pretty cool texture. So another way you can make a stamp with cardboard is like this. So I'm going to put these over here to dry, and I'm going to make another type of stamp with cardboard. So again, I'm going to cut out this part of the cardboard. So again, I have different pieces of cardboard. To make this type of stamp, I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to peel off a piece of the top. Try to peel it off so that I get the bumpy part showing. There we go. Now here, I have the bumpy part showing, right? I'm gonna use the scissors just to clean it off a bit. You can use kid scissors for this, or you can have your mom and dad help you. Now you have this bumpy piece right here. Now I take another piece of cardboard and I can cut a shape out of it. So here we go. There you go, you got yourself a cardboard heart. It's not perfect, but it's certainly a heart. Now I take that and I glue it on top of the bumpy piece. So I take my glue, and I glue it down on top of a bumpy piece. And there, that's a heart stamp. Now I can make another piece just like that. I take this and I peel off the top so that the bumpy part is showing. Now I cut my shape out of my cardboard. I'm just going to use this square here. Put it on glue. And there you go. I got a heart and I have a square. Now I'm going to put my handles on them. See if the glue has dried a bit. Okay, so I'm going to take a cork, put some glue on the edge, make myself a nice handle. And let that dry right there. I'm gonna do that for all of them, and then I'm gonna wait for my glue to dry and then get stamping. Okay, so here are all the different kinds of stamps that I have. I have like this one with just the pieces of cardboard. I have these recyclable stamps. The glue is still drying, so I have to be careful. I have these stamps that are made of just cardboard, and I have these stamps that are craft foam and cork. And I put the corks on the back of all of them so I have a nice handle so I don't get my hands messy. Now I just need to wait for all this glue to dry and then we can check out and see how our stamps work. So first I'm going to test out my cool cork stamps. If you have your own pads of ink, you can use that. I don't have pads of ink, so what I did was I took a sponge and I covered it in paint with a little bit of water to help it absorb, and I'm just going to use that instead. You can do that. You could probably put paint on a plate, Or if you have ink pads, just use that. Let's start with my triangle. Get some blue ink. Perfect. Look at that triangle. Works perfectly. I'm using scrap paper, so if you notice some words on it, that's what that is. Next, I'm going to do the circle. Do some yellow. Look at those stamps. And of course, if you have an ink pad, that could work even better. Check out what I did. I used a triangle. I made a triangle and I did circles. I can do my star. Ta-da! These stamps work beautifully. All right, let's try some of our other stamps, shall we? Okay, next up, I'm going to try out these recyclable stamps. I have my Q-tips all ready here. I'm going to put it in the ink and go on the paper. Boom. Boom. Put some blue. What's blue and yellow make again? Let's see. Green. Look at those. Those are pretty cool stamps. Check that out. Let's see, what's next? I use my penny stamps. Make sure they're all covered. Boom. You can kind of see the heads and tails. Look at that. Green pennies. What else do I have to try? I have my cardboard stamps, these ones with the heart on it. See how these work. These ones would probably get soggy after a couple tries, so you do it once or twice, then you can make new ones. Perfect. Makes a perfect heart right there. Boom. Let's do it in blue so you can see it better. Ta-da! What else should I give a try? This one? Make sure that's all covered in ink. Go right onto the paper. Boom. What beautiful artwork. I can't wait to see what kind of stamps you guys make. Man, this is super cool, guys. I want to try my straws. And I love the handles. The handles are my favorite part, so it keeps from getting too messy. The straws are kind of similar to the Q-tips. Try this paper. A little different though. They have like weird lines in them. I wonder what those are from. So you guys should definitely try out this project and tell me what cool stamps you make. Because this is super cool. Guys, oops, one of my straws fell off. I was stamping too hard. And I didn't wait long enough for it to dry, so don't do that. I am so excited to see what you guys make. Bye, everyone. Make some cool stamps for me. Look at my creations. One, again, it's scrap paper, so excuse the words. 1, 2. I can't wait to see what you guys make. Bye.